I'm always filing an extension.
All right. Yep, that'll work.
Except this year, I did not. Yeah, I got it done.
Congratulations.
Recording in
That's a lot
progress.
of work. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started since it's after the hour, and we like to start us off, as always, with the agreement drills. So who wants to go ahead and volunteer for that today to start us off?
I can do it. Let's see.
Go ahead. Okay. All right, Ms. Lucy, let's go ahead and, for those, well, everyone here, but for, everybody on social media, we always like to work out with the agreement drill. Number one in life, and anything that you want to do, you always want to agree to disagree, right? Agreement just means that you understand where that person is coming from and you see their point of view. Doesn't mean that you agree with their point of view, but that you can understand how they can see that. So here we want to make sure we work that muscle, because in everyday life, doesn't matter if it's business, spiritual, or family, right? We always need to learn that. Definitely that has changed me in a lot of ways, because I really didn't know how to agree with anyone. So when I started to learning how to see another point of view was when I can actually now, get the permission to share mine, right? So it was always a tug of war. So let's go ahead and work our muscle with Miss Leslie. Go ahead and send us what we're going to do. As everybody knows, just get off your mic and we're going to go ahead and just whatever she says, make sure you agree with her.
Okay. Objection. Here we go. I'm busy.
Of course you are. That's why I'm
Completely
talking to you.
understand that.
Don't call my number anymore.
Done.
Not a problem.
I don't like you.
I'm not everyone's
I
cup
can
of tea.
understand that.
I have to talk to my spouse.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
The other half.
That costs too much.
That's what I hear
And
people
that,
say.
I see why you say that.
Um,
oh, well, we stumped her. She ran out of objections already. It's always,
um,
it's always great when we run out of objections from the beginning.
I froze on it.
And that's what you want to do, right? To anybody. Make sure you have them run out of objections, and then where do they go from there? Nothing.
Right.
Right? But so now have to listen to what you say.
Right.
Wear them out, perseverance. So let's go ahead and get into role play. Anyone have any questions or anything that they're currently working with that you want to, tweak here? Remember, this is a safe place so that you can share, and we can make sure that once you're out there, you'll be able to have be more confident with your script as you're going out onto the field. So anybody? I see Dale, your mic is still
Well,
on.
who's got a good script for a invite to a launch?
Okay. So a
Who's
good
got
script
one?
for invite to launch. Okay. So do you have something that you're currently using?
No.
So you want to
I
write
mean,
it from scratch?
I use the old standby, right? Like, be hurry, show value, take it away.
Uh-huh. So what you want to do is for an invite. So invite is number one. When you're writing an invite for somebody, then it's catered. You can have a script, but it's more if you cater it to the person, then it's a little bit more meaningful for them to show up, right? So, for instance, to a launch call. So it's a call. So, are you now? There's two. Are you inviting to a launch call for your launch call or for someone else's launch call? Your own launch call? The perspective changes too.
My own launch
Now you
call.
were frozen for a
He's
minute.
doing a launch call for somebody, right?
Okay, you're doing a launch call for you're doing it. You're the
No. Let's say Mr. Bean, like he's got 4 launch calls scheduled for this week, or
got it.
somebody does.
And you wanna invite to those launch calls. You want to invite
Correct.
person. Yes. So there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can either, depending on the person that you've spoken to, right? So like this, if this is not a first touch for a person, then you would want to say, hey, I know I've invited you to different calls, right? And I know you haven't made a decision yet. What I would like for you to do is hop on this call. Number one, I want you to be updated on where we are now, because we're doing some amazing stuff. And number two, right? Or number two, I want you to witness what we will do for your business once you get started. This is the things that we do for people who start in our business. So you're showing that person, right? So it depends on if you have touched that person. If this is the very first time, then no. But if it's somebody that you're calling again that have seen it, basically, it is not a first touch, right? So if it's somebody that you've been touching base with over the time, that's how I would invite them, because it's all about what is in it for them, which is being updated on the new process, and then knowing what's gonna happen with the business once they get on this call. Because now when they're on this launch call, when you say that, they're going to be thinking that, wow, this is what my launch call would be like. So when you have, and what we do as the Foresight fam is jump on to support every single launch call like we always do, and they see the team, they see the rally, they see the community, that's it. Wow, this is how, because when you place that vision, right? It's about placing a vision in a person's mind, that when they hop on that call, that will be their launch call. And so when there's so much excitement, and when you get on there and you're in the chats and talking and everybody's excited, now they're going to see what the community is all about. And they're going to see what type of help they get. So that's what I would do there. Now on a brand new person, I would just invite them to how you would normally invite to any launch call. Right? It would be the same. So it would be what's in it for them. Give me an example of a person that you would invite, just off the top of your head.
Oh, so like one of my brother salesmen right there, right? That works with me.
One of your brother salesmen?
Yeah, one of my guys that I work
So
with.
you know him well. How much is he doing? Is he like a top earner? Is he a middle earner? Is he a,
No,
like average?
top.
What's his pain points?
His pain point is time. He has no time.
He has no time, right? So his pain point is time. And so what you want to do is always what? Get the pain point, right?
Well,
That's when you would have a conversation like, hey, hey, I know that, you're a really busy guy, right? We're all busy. But what are you doing? Well, how are you diversifying your portfolio right now?
So
Right?
his other pain point is he's got money working for him. So he's like at that stage where he's got money working for him.
And he's got money working for him. So what, this is
Right.
just for fun?
No, I mean he's always looking at things as an investment, right? I mean that's how he views the world.
Okay, that's perfect. That's actually great.
Yes.
Because he has money, he already has money working for him. That means he likes to diversify his income.
So all right.
That's a more reason to talk about diversifying. I didn't even know that, but that makes that 100% diversify your income. It's just like stocks. Are you only going to put it in Tesla? How's that going to do for you? Are you only going to put it in, let's just say, you know, rotary phones are a thing. We all know where that went, right? So you got to diversify your income. So diversification for those who have money is great because you diversify the way that your money is making money, but are you diversifying your time making money?
I tell you, man, you just gave me a great idea. So
That's
no,
what
you did because you know you did because we take resources like we talk about plug and play resources, but you can plug and play resources more than once in this system. So,
correct.
your capital in the system is people, right? That's your resources. So you can plug and play them in 4 or 5 different areas. It's not just one place. You know what I mean? So that's the idea. That right there, because he's got like his black book of resources is a mile thick, right? Because he just knows everybody. But he's only using it for one thing. Let's just say it's his job. He's only using it for that. He's not putting those resources to work in other places. You know what I mean?
And
So you should be able to take your resources and use them in different places and not just one place.
yes.
So that's what's great about build is when you build you build a clientele. Every time we come out with a new product, guess what? You got a whole book of business here for that product already because you never exposed them to it. That's the whole. So okay, you help me figure that out. That's
Right? And that's
beautiful.
what
That
Build
is
does.
absolutely
So
beautiful.
let's call Build the stock market of industries for us, of jobs.
Yeah, I mean
We're
that's
in the
actually
stock market. We can decide whatever if we want to work solar right now, we work solar. If we want to be in alkaline, we are in alkaline. But guess what? Our one customer, one point of contact can decide whatever it is that they choose for, and we're happy no matter what, or multitudes,
and
right?
travel's going to be a killer, man, because you're going to get customers
Right?
on a subscription.
There you
And
go.
then when
So
the new
that
product comes out, guess what? You got a whole book of customers here, man. I mean, that's
yeah. And and
that's
and
that's yeah.
and think about this. How how can someone diversify their career, right? For $200. Tell me.
That's beautiful to
It
me.
costs more than that just to go get the certifications.
Yeah, now I'm not sleeping for a month. It was only a couple of weeks, but now it's about a month. That's awesome, Miss Angel. Thank you. That works right there, man.
There you
It's
go.
it's like you're not just you're diversifying your income, you diversifying your resources.
Correct. And you're monetizing what you already have, right? There you go. You monetize your money. Your money is making money, but what about your network? You're not maximizing. Someone's maximizing on your network, but you're not, right? Somebody else is. Netflix is. Amazon is. But not you. But see, the great thing is now, and then so the icing on the cake there is the free trip a year, to be honest. This free trip a year, I'm getting so many people excited and just want to listen just for that free trip a year. You want to know how you can get a free trip a year? Come on this call. That free trip a year. I'm excited for the free trip.
Right.
I already know where I'm going. I don't know where you guys are going. We're going to Disney World. We already set that. It's in stone over here. Right. And so what, that's what it is for me. Like, I invite, if you want to take it, like, you for sure show up is always showing what's the value for that particular person. Just like if I'm inviting to, so we have a lot of events, right? So the Houston event that's coming up, I'm glad you brought up inviting, right? How you get people in the seats, right? Is what is in it for them. Not everybody wants the same thing, right? I have a gentleman that is he has a app that that connects the basically the construction or whatever company to the uh to the uh to the end person, right? Who the salesperson or the construction worker or whatever it is that that person's looking for in construction, right? Roofing, whatever it is in their expertise. And so when I invited him to the event, not only did I edify, did I make sure that he was going to have some type of, some type of benefit from getting into this. And this is what we're going to talk about today, right? Today is very important because if you know the one thing that is going to make you money is FAB, features, advantages, and benefits. If you know the features, advantages, and benefits of everything you do, then you can get anybody to do what it is you want them to do. But you have to first learn the features, advantages, and benefits. And we're going to go over that after our role play in a little bit, because I always want to bring a little value at the end. But we're going to talk about that. But the features and advantages of benefits for this gentleman is if he shows up, I'm going to be able to connect him to construction companies, construction workers, and not only that, but the VP of sales and build partner himself of my company. Do you want a
Say
seat
what?
with my VP? Well, then you got to show up to this event. Right? So not only do you want to edify what the benefit is for them, but you want to edify the speaker, because that's who they're going to be there. That's who they're going to sit down and listen. That's how you know they're not going to get up in the middle of an event and just leave. Because they're there because you're going to be connecting them to the VP. So that's why at the end of the engagement, I don't take them to the VP in the beginning. I take them to the VP after. Right? After it's like, hey, I promise you that I'm gonna get you an audience with the VP. Come on, let's go. Last time, I don't know if you were there at the other event, I had like 3 or 4 people just right there. I'm like, come on, come on, come on. Just gather them a group. And I'm just like, here's the VP. This is what I promise. I promised I would connect you to an individual, and I did. I promise that I will give you some benefit for showing up, right? So you know who you're inviting to this event. I have an awesome realtor, Julie On. She's a commercial realtor. I'm going to connect you if you come. Right? Oh, I'm going to connect you to, so I know some realtors. Oh, I know some, what are you looking? Oh, you're in the insurance? Man, I got an insurance broker for you that you need to meet, Sabrina. If you come, I can introduce you to her. So it's the benefit of that person, why they're coming to that event. And then you have to edify the speaker, because who does not want to meet the VP of sales, Mr. Champagne himself? And then I say, Google him. So they come, Googled and everything, and excited, right? Because he's Googleable, if that's a word. It is now. Google wasn't even a word before, so why not, right? So that's how you invite. Inviting is finding that benefit for that person. What is the benefit for them personally? People don't really care about what's for you, how much you're making. And to be honest, if you bring so much value to them and benefit them, they don't even ask you about yourself. I barely, if any, get that question of how much are you making right now? Because I'm just throwing so much benefits for them. They don't even have time to ask about me. Right? Because I'm what? Fixated on them. I'm fixating on their channel. I'm fixating how can I bring value to them. Like when I talk to a person, it's all about them to me. I don't talk about myself. I don't, it's I'm in the channel. What can I do for them? Let me ask you some more. Pretend you're on a podcast. That's it with people. They're on my podcast. I'm learning, I'm asking them questions so I can see how I can gather benefits for them with what we have, because we have so many benefits, right? So we're going to go over that a little bit on how to actually do that, right? But great job. Thank you, Dale. So we got Solar Vic. Let's go on.
Hey, Angel, how you doing?
Hey, hey.
Good to see you guys.
Great to see
So
you.
I spoke with Mr. Bean earlier, and
Mhm.
today was phone day. My car is in the shop, so I decided to rip up the phone, and I think I did pretty good. I changed some of my verbiage, and I was able to get about 4 appointments this week to do a business briefing with 4 people, 4 different roofing people, two in Connecticut, one in Texas, and one in Illinois.
All
So
right.
yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. And so I changed my verbiage, and I was able to get those appointments pretty much after I changed my verbiage by
Mm-hmm.
showing the value. But one of the stumps that I had out of the people, all the people that I called today, um, and I did speak with Mr. Bean, but he also told me to ask you this as well. Um, that Grant Cardone has some training in it, but how do I maneuver? Because I tried a couple of ways. How do I maneuver and get past the gatekeepers? Um, there is, oh, well, they probably wouldn't be interested in that. And I'm like, so one of my approaches was, I said, well, and I asked if I got their name, the first thing I do is I say, well, look, uh, Angel, are you uh on the board of directors, and do you have any influence over the company's projection for the next year? And they just get real quiet. And so they usually say no. I said, well, then I just think that it would be probably a wise choice to let the your boss know that I have something that could bring probably an extra 6 figures to his company. And if you're not on the board of directors making those decisions, I'm pretty sure that he might want to know that. They still fight me. I don't get through, but I do get, oh, what, I'll ask him to call you, where before I wasn't even going to get a call back. So how can I get through to actually talking to them?
Okay.
Because the gatekeepers they're blocking. That's all they're doing. They're just blocking.
So this is how you treat the gatekeepers. You treat
Okay.
the gatekeepers like they are the executive. So when they come to you and say, "Oh, he's not going to be interested like that." Number one, what is our number one rule?
Agree.
Agree.
Always agree.
I always agree. So I'll be like, I was like, "Oh, great. Thank you for that. I'm going to put that into my, and take that into an account." Now, can you tell me why they would not? Because this person knows why. The reason why they're saying that they're not, there has to be a reason, right?
Okay.
And so when that person tells me that reason, because, oh, there's so many people that call in, you want to know the intel, right? The gatekeeper is your intel. I love talking to the gatekeepers because they're the intel. I will be best friends with the gatekeepers. I will be like, man, I'm so glad I talked to you. I'm so glad that I met you so that I can know what not to say to the actual owner. The gatekeepers know those things. They can get you in the door if you work them right.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
It does.
don't make the gatekeeper feel bad that they're not, because some people might take the advice of their manager versus other people because you don't know who you have on the phone. So
Correct.
what I would always say is, man, you must be the manager in this because because of the way that you carry yourself, it's like you own this place. And they're gonna be like, well, the owner really likes me, and so he does take my. You see how the feeling of that
Right,
would
right.
change a person wanting to help you or get you on the phone versus, well, you're not management, and do you pay two different ways,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? So when
Yeah.
you make that person feel of value, they're gonna what? Bring the
Work with
value
you.
to you,
Right. Okay.
right? So
Noted,
when you
noted.
make a person feel bubbly, maybe she is just a receptionist, but that receptionist can be like, Victor, he's here at 4 p.m. Come now if you want to see him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I
So,
was because I was really kind of stumped by it, but like I said, I knew that I knew there was a way to work them. I just didn't know which
kill
way,
them with kindness. That's that's what it is, right? Kill them with
Okay.
kindness. And if you are actually in an area that you could stop by, and if they give you enough, like you have this conversation, man, I'm glad I got a hold of you because that, you gave me a lot of intel that I can learn from so that before I sit down with the owner, I can talk. Now they feel so good, they're going to give you more information because what you reward gets repeated. So you're rewarding the intel they're giving you. So now they want to give you more. Like, hey man, hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee? Uber it. You don't have to be there, right? Every single, even if you're working in Texas, I guarantee you there's an Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, blah, 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 that could send a coffee.
Absolutely.
$5. That $5 will turn to thousands of dollars, right?
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
And
That's
it's,
awesome.
yeah, so they're just the gatekeeper. I used to go to gas stations, and those gas station owners are never there. But
Correct.
the gatekeepers know when they do come. So I would give them free coffee all the time. Every time I see them, I'm like, hey, have a cup on me. Hey, have a cup on me. I give away so much free coffee, but I also made over 6 figures selling coffee too, right? So a year. So that comes with it, right? That's just the selling the coffee part,
Right.
right? I wasn't a builder, but I could sell some coffee.
Absolutely. Okay.
So
Thank you.
there you go. You're welcome. I hope that helps. Try that and just
Oh yeah,
getting those
tomorrow I'm back at
intel.
it. Back
Mhm.
at it tomorrow. Like I said, I got 4 appointments. I made about 20, 25 calls today.
Yeah, and if
And
you need to tweak that
yeah.
script a little bit and whatever it is you're getting pushback, send me a
Okay.
text message.
Okay, definitely.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Oh, hey, Marva.
Hi, it's great to see everybody. Thank you for doing this for us.
Absolutely.
So Saturday I had gone to something called, what do they call it? Heels and something. It was a brunch for women in business. Um, and so I talked to everybody. I got their information, told them I'd call them. I'll get in touch with them, found out which meeting time is better, Tuesday or Thursday. And so I'm going to be doing some invites this evening. And then I forgot about your call. So now I'm on this. But how would I how would I reach out to them? What's the best way you think to invite them to
Okay. Are
add
you inviting
value?
them to the launch
Find
call?
out about their company first. Yeah, find out about their business first and what they have going.
Yes. So you're inviting them to the launch call, right? So how I always do it is I have a one-on-one after I meet somebody at a business event. So you want to book a one-on-one
Okay.
with them, each and every one of them. It'll be
Okay.
like about a 30-minute phone call just to get to know each other, right? I'm like, hey, it was a pleasure meeting
Okay.
you. would it be okay if we just go ahead and book a one-on-one so we can see how we can collaborate and grow our businesses? I mean, people are there for networking. They would never say no to one-on-one, right? And then
Okay, say it again. Um, s- to discuss, to see how we can
see how we can collaborate and,
collaborate.
right? And grow our businesses.
Okay.
Mhm. And then on the one-on-one, because remember, it's you book a meeting to another meeting, so you're walking them through a process, right? A lot of people they don't walk through a process, and so it gets jumbled and it's confusing. Always want a one-on-one first before you invite to anything, because you need to learn about that person, learn more about that person, right? So
Okay.
you want on the one-on-one, you're gonna ask those questions, right? What do you do? Uh, what are your goals? All of that. Who can I connect you with? That's a very important one when it comes to the networking world. So my first thing in networking when I meet a person is who can I connect you with? Because everybody is there to say, oh, yeah, I'm in financial services and this is what I can do for you. Oh, I'm in roofing and this is what I can do for you. Oh, I'm in this and this is what I can do for you. But barely anybody, the first word to tell them is, who can I connect with you with? What can I do for you? So if you're the person that does that, now you've already opened the gate for people to want to return the favor, right?
Okay. Yep.
So do it first, just like we learn everything. If you want to be a leader, lead before you even have a team. Right? If you want people to give you just endlessly supplies of referrals, endlessly give the supplies first, right? So when you go to these networking events, I'm all about, they're like, man, right? Uh, and it makes me feel good that I'm actually doing the right things. I actually did at a networking event, we actually had time, and I had a person that we did a one-on-one right after the event. So I said, hey, if you don't have time, if you have time, do you want to just sit down with a one-on-one as soon as we're done with this event? And she's like, sure, I don't have anything to do today. Great. So I sat down, we did a one-on-one, I got to know her, see what she needs, what she wants, said a little bit about what we're doing. I invited her to a launch call Mr. Bean was doing, right? And, at the end of that meeting, she said, man, I love what you're doing. I'm really interested. It sounds really great. But most of all, I'm just glad I met you. And I was just like,
Wow.
wow. And that's the feeling you want to go from meeting people, right? Being genuine, being of value, and that's going to bless you in many ways more, right, than anything else. Because at the end of the day, even if she does not do business with you, she will make sure that people she knows does business with you. And that's where it's at.
Right. So you may get a referral even if they don't participate themselves.
Correct. Correct. So it's one person doesn't equal networking math. One doesn't equal one. One times two doesn't. One plus one doesn't equal two in networking math, right? Networking math. It could be you don't know what type of network they have, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
so do that. Do the one-on-ones and invite after the one.
Okay. And one other thing. So I met a lady who has 2 laundromats, and I said, your electric bill must be crazy. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
I said, I met a lady that has and I said, so I mean, once I talked to her and get see how I can help her, or whether or not I can take a look at her bill. Maybe that will help her overhead. Um, she probably knows other people who have laundromats too. So if
Yeah,
we can get solar for her laundromat, then we may be able to work through the network of laundromat owners
sure.
and, you know,
Well, I mean, she may
do
not know
that.
more laundromats, or she just may know a lot of business owners, right? So it
Hmm.
you never know who people know at all. So yeah,
Right.
you should go for it for
Okay.
everyone. Solar, and I'm gonna tell you, some of the business owners, they may not want it for their business, but they may want it for their home. I had a person that was like, well, you know what, I don't know about the business, but I want alkaline water systems for my home, right?
Right. Okay.
And and don't
Okay.
and don't just go. For me, I think right now, what has been working, and I still go to networking events at least, 2 to 3 times a week if I'm not having any, children challenges for the week. But if I'm not, I still go to 2 to 3, and it's really benefiting me to actually say that I have a home essentials brokerage,
Hmm.
because I get to
Okay.
rattle off a lot of things. And then, what do you mean? What is that? Well, solar. We've got, I'm going to go that into the training in a little bit on how I do that. But I've actually been getting a lot of feedback. And a lot of people are like, man, I want to alkaline water. Hey, I want to do the solar. Hey, I might be interested in the security. So I've actually learned to say about one sentence of every single thing that we have, just to pique the interest. And then they go with what they like to talk about, and I go from
Okay.
there. Yeah. So I'll show that
Okay.
in a little
Thanks.
bit. We're gonna role play until about 45, and then I'll go on what I'm gonna train on today on the role play part. But thank you, Marva. Good luck on that. Did you need some help on what to say to her, or have you already spoken to her and she's interested in solar already?
Well, she said, I'll take a look at it. So I'm
Oh,
gonna talk
about
to her
the
more. She owns a beauty salon, and her husband was the owner of the laundromats. But when he passed away, it came to her lap.
Gotcha. Okay. So she owns the building then.
So she has two separate locations for laundromats and
Awesome.
her own beauty salon,
Okay. But
which
she
is
owns the
they're in different
building.
locations.
She owns the building, right?
I think she owns the laundromats, yes.
Okay, but not the building. You have to go ahead, and I think we have a commercial site, commercial to make sure that on how to proceed on, if she's not the owner, but she's just the she owns the business, because you're talking about solar. So for sure, solar, you wanna you need to see if she
Make sure
owns
she's
it,
not in
because
a
she owns
strip
the
mall.
building. Yeah,
You mean if,
she has to be the owner of the building.
okay, I'll make sure of that first.
When it
Okay,
comes to commercial, remember, commercial is a bit different than residential. So, so you want to
right,
make sure,
right.
yeah, that way you have the commercial written down, and then for, and to be honest, you could probably put the alkaline water in their salon. It's not commercial grade, but you wouldn't want to, they probably wouldn't want to put a whole commercial grade system in, but for drinking wise, right? Like, don't you want to serve your clients the best water? You serve champagne, come on. Yeah, and you know what? You
That's
don't want to have
pretty
those bottles, because what do they
Plus,
have?
that water would be
Fine.
awesome for the hair.
Yeah, how much do you spend? Ask her in the beauty salon, how much do you spend, right? How much do you spend on bottled water for your clients? I guarantee you it's gonna be way more then what? What's 30, 35, 95?
37 to 40 something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I will say, being a hairdresser, that alkaline water, if they were to put that in the system for rinsing and shampooing the hair,
Right?
trust me, it definitely will make a difference. No, I'm serious. To make
Yeah.
a big difference.
So get some shower heads
So
for
the
get
products
the
are,
little shower heads for all the little places,
Yeah.
right? Go
Yeah.
get, so um I would reach out to Mrs. Bean and see if that's if that would be beneficial for a hair salon to get the shower heads
Definitely.
and what is it? The Alka 75 for their
Drinking water.
Mhm.
or a little
Yeah.
area where they can have their water station
Mhm.
for people to get water.
Yeah, so they can give them alkaline water. Man, when people taste the rain at our events, man, they're just like, oh, they smell like butter when they drink it. I love watching them drink it, right? Because they're like,
It's
this
amazing.
is so pure. So
I
imagine,
can't wait to get mine.
when these, people are coming in to do their hair or beauty or nails and they're drinking this water, they're gonna be like, how she might even become a
A
a
partner.
broker without realizing. Where do you get
Right.
this water?
Yeah, how
Where do
about
I need
that?
to do it? There
And
you
she got
go.
influence.
Yep. There you go. See, a client will maybe
Taste the
become a
rain.
builder.
Hey, I like it. Taste the
Taste the
rain.
rain. Taste the rain. I'll write that down. We always come up with some cool stuff. You see that?
It's the rain.
Taste the rain. That's right. All right. Anybody want one more thing before we start heading into what I wanted to share with you guys today?
So, I do have a question. So, houses of worship, right? There are some communities that have houses of worship is that considered more commercial property?
Yes,
Okay.
commercial, but
Okay.
it's definitely done. They have done churches. So yes,
Okay.
but contact the commercial.
Okay, great. Thank you. I was thinking about one property, although it looks like a house, and there is a residential portion of it. It may be on that borderline between commercial and residential.
No, because it matters what the
Mhm.
connection is. Does that make sense?
Okay.
What the net metering is. And the net
Mhm.
metering for a church cannot be residential. If the
Got it.
residential side, they probably have another meter for the residential side, but the church side will probably be a commercial. Now, that's from what I gather, but I would reach
Mhm.
out to the commercial mentors in the group
Okay.
and
Who are
make
the
sure to do
commercial?
that.
Who are the commercial?
Yeah, we have a
John?
commercial,
There's a
chat,
commercial chat
the commercial chat.
in
Are you
WhatsApp.
in that commercial?
Who's in that commercial chat?
If somebody could add Carla if she's not on there.
Yeah, it's in the WhatsApp.
Okay.
And you can go to your back office
Yeah,
also.
but that's what I was gonna say too. Go to your back
Okay.
office where the
Yeah.
All
state.
right, great.
Thanks.
Thank you. All
Thanks,
right.
Nick.
Mm.
All right. If nobody else, we're gonna go ahead and go into what I was sharing a little bit earlier, right? So I've already done this, the fab for one of the boot camps on Saturday. So you can go back and rewatch that if you want. Here, I'm gonna touch base on a few things. We're not gonna go over the whole thing, but you know, what I see is that I know that there's three things that we do, right? And number one, when we get a lead. So number one is what? Peak interest, right? Oh, let me share. That would be good if I share. I'm only looking at it by myself. There we go. Can everybody see my screen? There we go. Okay, so
Yep.
so in everything that you do, you want to find the fab, the features, advantages, and benefits of whatever it is that you're sharing. So the three steps that we usually take to do something is one, what peak interest, two, share the video, and three, book a three-way, right? So the big generalization is peak interest. And so what I've seen occurring is people don't know how to peak interest, right? And there's really no definition of how to peak interest. So I want to teach something that you can utilize for every single thing that you do to peak interest, right? And that way you can carry the system more than just one thing, right? And it's to create different peak interests for different things that you may do in the future or that you want to actually go out there and peak interest. So the best way to peak interest is to know the benefits, right? You have to know the benefits of what you're peaking the interest. And then what you want to do is tie that benefit into the person you're speaking to, right? Because there's a lot of people that have that relate to different benefits. So that's what we're going to go through this is to look at what the, we already know what the features is, right? And the advantages are, right? For solar, right? We will do that, right? Lower energy bills, increase property value. And then benefits. What is the benefits, right? Environmental, energy, public health, net metering, battery, energy reliability, customization, right? Those are the things that we can do for them, right? So for instance, peaking interest on solar, right? What I shared with you is that what I do is when I go to these networking events, we have such a big array of product of services, and it's continuously, being added to. So what I do is I find one sentence to pique the interest of each category, right? So for solar, for instance, my when I tell them that I'm a home essentials bro, what does that mean, home essentials? Right? You like that. I like curiosity because curiosity gets them to say, what is that? I always want people know what it is, right? I'm a big person. I'm a big believer in having people chase me instead of me giving them information. I want them to ask me and say, tell me more. That's when I know that what I'm doing is right. When a person says, what? Tell me more. What is that? And that's a great, right? Mrs. Bean's favorite thing is great. I'm glad you asked, right? Sure, mine is sure. Of course I'll let you know, right? So I say, sure, of course. We do everything from, solar. I name it, right? So I name it real quick. We do solar, we do solar, alkaline water systems, security systems, and even travel, right? And then right, look, I just said one word for everything, right? And then I said, basically everything, one-stop shop for the home. And it's residential and commercial. And so they're still nodding their head at this point. So, who do you know that wants an energy audit to see if they're paying too much on electricity? Who do you know that wants to drink clean water and not tap water? And who do you know that wants to be safe and secure in their home? Did I just show 3 benefits? And I just showed 3 benefits that they just can't say no to. Because the next thing they say is, of course I don't want to pay too much on electricity. Who does? Of course I want to drink clean water. Ugh, tap water, disgusting. And of course I want safety. And that's what I'm getting. A conversation starter. You're absolutely right. Everybody does want that, don't they? That's why I do what I do. Right? So I gave them benefits that they just can't say no to. And then they're like, but you know what? I've always thought about the alkaline water system. Great. So now I know where to talk to them. Because they're going to pick one of those to talk about. or to comment about. And the first thing they pick is what I go with. Oh, these electricity. Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that. And then I say, everybody's already paying for solar, right? So you have to know where you're going to take. When a person answers the question, you got to know where you're going to take them. So when a person answers the solar about their energy and everything, and I say, yeah, not everybody knows they're already paying for solar. You just don't get the benefits. I didn't know that.
Oh, Angel, you
Ooh.
call it home services brokerage? Is that the verbiage you used?
You can I call it home essentials.
Home essentials?
Yeah, but you can call it
Okay, I
home
like it.
services. You can call it whatever you
Okay.
want. Yeah.
Yep. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah. Home essentials. They're essential, right? Solar
Absolutely.
energy is essential.
Okay. So
Right?
Angel,
Security.
I heard you say Home Essential Brokerage Company. Is that what you said?
Uh, oh yeah. Home essentials brokerage.
Brokerage.
No,
Brokerage.
yeah, just brokerage. Right? Because when you're speaking to people, remember the words you use are causing a picture in their mind. So sometimes when you're talking, you want to talk in pictures. So you want to see. So when a person thinks of home essentials, they're thinking there's things that are needed in the home. Definitely. Then when I'm talking about a brokerage, they understand what brokers are, right? They understand what brokerage is. Brokerages find you the best, what? For your buck. When they want to look at us like energy, they want to go to a broker because a broker is going to say TXU is this, da 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 da. Insurance brokers, they got a slew of different insurance for them. They don't want to go to just one. They want to. They want a broker. So that's why I use the brokerage part because that's they now that really like. So what does that entail? And then when at the end of the day, they're like, man, how did you learn about this brokerage? Right? It's all about creating that curiosity and yeah, feeding the information when they want the information. It's so much better when you're feeding them information that they want versus you just feeding them information that you want. Because they'll take it in more. There's no pushback. Right? Because you're only giving them what they want. You're not giving them what you assume they want. They're telling you what they want to know more about. Tell me more about the solar. Tell me more about the alkaline water system. That's where we're going to go. And we will share everything else on the one-on-one, but at that moment, you want to go with what they like first. You got to get the foot in the door before you can, and get the other foot in the door before you can get the other foot in the door, right? So, and you always want to lead with what they want first. So learning about the benefits, right? Like also the benefits of the water, right? Knowing some of these benefits, right, is going to help you in piquing that interest, right? Talking about antioxidant benefits, long-term health benefits, right? Well, you want to be a disclaimer, right? But stories, that's where you can share, definitely share the stories right here. Right? We were talking about that. We're talking about how it tastes, improved taste, right? The advantages. She was like, oh, my boyfriend drank something at a restaurant and he was about to die because it tasted awful. The worst water he's ever tasted. And I said, I don't blame you because purified water is purified. They put some chemicals to purify it, but now you're drinking chemicals. And she's like, oh, I did not know that. See, it's all about just educating them because they know there's something wrong with the water. They just don't know why. And so we come to educate them on the advantages. I told her too, I was like, how much are you guys buying bottled waters right now? And she was like, I don't know, a lot, right? I said, well, you want it to end? And she's like, how? Well, if you get a system, we can get you finance for as low as $39.99. That's $40 a month until you pay it off. After that, you own your water. No more bottles, no more buying. You're done. That's it. Enjoy. Right? So knowing the advantages and benefits, and if you want to know more about this, I did the whole training on it. So that's why I didn't want to go into it, but I just wanted to share you bits and pieces of how I incorporate it into my piquing the interest. Right? And that's how you're going to do with the Ripple Secure as well. Right? So home smart information. Right? They just love the face recognition and AI. That's number one is portable, and number two is AI and face recognition. Right? And those are the advantages. You already know about that, and of course now we have travel. What's the advantages of travel? You get a free vacation at the end of the year. After your membership, you can be part of the travel club, but the travel club gets awarded a free vacation at the end of the year. That's a no-brainer for most people. They're part of travel clubs, but they don't get a free vacation. They got travel clubs that they earn points by buying more and more and more and more, but not a free vacation, right? So I think I'm good on time today. And with that, we'll end it. If there's any more questions or anything that anyone wants to ask, let me go ahead.
I do have a quick question. So when we're talking about this is Carla. When we're talking about representation, and we're listening to Grant Cardone, he talks about the being a sales representative, a salesperson, and we're also marketing ourselves as a Home Essentials brokerage. Which would be best in terms of like having it listed on one's business card? Do you represent yourself as a broker, or do you represent yourself as a sales rep?
Broker.
Okay.
So Grant Cardone has one of the most, I love simple yet very effective sales university, right?
Right.
But it's for salespeople. What you do is it's not the information. You take the information, but you turn it into your brokerage information. Does that make sense? So
absolutely.
Because some of the things that he does is hard sales. But what we do is we take his skills and the techniques that he uses, and then we make it into our own that is according to our business model, which is the broker model.
I just wanted to get clear with that. Because right now, like on my flyers, I have independent representative. What the hell does that mean to anybody? So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? What does that mean to anyone outside of us, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
In terms of speaking plain language in a way that people can understand, that's why I asked that particular question. As we tweak our own sales, as we tweak our own businesses, and also as we bring new people on, just wanted to get clarity in terms of how we might want to describe ourselves. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. I describe us as a broker, right? We have lots of different brokerage. Just A brokerage just means that we have a lot of options for our clients. Right? And as the options grow, which it will, which it already has, it makes more sense. Right? That we offer a variety of options for our clients. And I love it. So we're build brokers. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, appreciate the great training. So I I'm going to be transitioning now. I kind of want to do. I kind of should have done it a few months ago, but of course, um, when things slow down for you, because I still do solar, I market solar. I know that, but basically, I was thinking about um, starting up security. I know Ripple is going to be coming out in the next couple of months. It's not going to come out sooner than that, but I know based upon that we got ADT and Brinks we offer. So what I've already started doing since today, I'm actually fired up about it. I'm gonna I've already made a decision. I was like, well, I do this for my full time job. I do tech support, social security. So this is right up my alley. So I'm gonna start knocking on doors. I'm not gonna do it. I have to make time for it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm focusing on what I already know from my networking events that I went to, like you told us. And I've already stopped by two businesses today, and I gave it to the manager. I know them both, and gave my flowers. It's like just let you know you remember about the solar business I was explaining to you, and she's like yes, and they remember me from many times that I've come in. So it's like we have other things we offer travel, and I just gave her I was like we also offer security, and she's like oh wow, and I just gave her the flyer on our brokerage, and I created my own flyer. So I'm thinking to myself, just like what was asked earlier, like when uh, we focus on one thing. So in this case here, I'm focused on security. So will it be? Should I bring up anything else, or just because I want to just go to the businesses and give them give them like our services. If you have any of your homeowners that wants to go security, my company offers that for you. And I have, here's my contact information. You can scan and schedule an appointment with me, and we can set it up for you to talk about the prices. But should I bring up anything else, like Miss Carla was asking, like the other business, or no, or like was
Well,
said earlier?
Well, and remember, this is your own business, so it's all up to you on how you want to, approach people and attract people. If you want to just do security, for me, I just don't want to leave any money on the table because
Yeah,
maybe they're not ready for security, but maybe that summer bill's about to kill them in solar, or
yes,
the alkaline water, maybe they won't even bring it in their business, but they might want to drink it at home. Right?
yeah,
So I go with the home essentials, and again, I'm only sharing what's happening on the field for me. So when I'm going out and I'm looking at people's faces light up when I say home essentials, and that they're like, "What is that?" and tell me more, then I think it's a good thing for you to do so that you now have a person that they can decide what they like out of your variety of services.
okay, okay.
Right? Because a person might be able to find something in that variety versus you just coming at security, and they may already have a security or not even thinking about that. Now you kind of stump your business from other sales that could possibly be happening for that, right?
I see. Okay, so basically, in this case here,
Mhm.
even I went to businesses already. So if when I go to the other businesses, I pretty much say hey,
Yeah.
I have my home essentials brokerage. I have my security flyers already printed out, so I give them that. And it's like we also
Yeah,
offer
I'd say this is
solar
what
and we offer home
mhm.
water.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have your already, if you have I mean, if you want, you could do three different fires. You could do a solar fire, a rain H2O fire, and a security fire.
Okay,
Whatever they gravitate to, just give them one of them.
okay. I was just thinking, so don't give them all. I'm just give them whatever. If I knock on the door, say hey, here's what I offer here. Just give them what they want.
What they
Like
like.
okay,
Yeah, because that's going to get you in the door for the other stuff.
okay. Got it.
right?
Got it.
Because you want that 1 foot in the door first.
Got it.
So get the 1 foot in the door. And it's always going to be what they like. Right? It's almost like, you know, when they give, like the salesperson gives a presentation, like the car, right? They're not going to talk about, like, if the person, they get you in the car and they say, what do you like about it? And they're going to expand on what you like. They don't expand on what you don't like about the car, right? So same thing here, that you expand, you find out what they like out of your services that you offer, and you expand on that. And then once they get their foot in the door and they order that alkaline water and they're sipping it and just thanking Philip every day, and then it's like, hey, Ripple's, how about security for your place? Now they're open to looking at the other things you have. Right?
Perfect.
So you want to get in the door with one first.
Got it.
All
Thanks,
right,
Stephanie.
guys. Well, I hope oh, Marva, you still have something? Here we go.
I
don't
wanted
wanna
to ask
keep-
you real quick where we find our vacation.
Which one? The free vacations at the end of the
Yeah,
year?
for
Or
us, and what is
I think
offered with that.
they have not, I think they spoke a little bit about that, but they haven't shared it with. Remember, everything is they're just letting us know what's to be, you know, announced. So I think they will get that done. But you have to have a 12-month membership before you even
I do.
receive that free
Yeah,
anyway. So there's plenty of time
I do.
for them to get that
I
to us.
already
But
have it,
it'll
but
be it'll be you're talking about the free vacation for the clients?
builders, for builders.
Oh, for builders, I'm not sure, where they, I know that on the call, just this past Saturday, they said that it would be, different locations, that
So is it the same
qualify for
thing?
that.
Is it the same
I'm
thing
not sure. It's
as
very brand new. So so I would ask more in the group if you would like, in the WhatsApp group for corporate to answer that.
okay,
Yeah. I don't want to give you wrong information.
okay, thanks.
For sure.
Okay,
Okay. But I just know that we
thank
do have a
you.
free vacation, free hotel. That is what Mr. Bean had said on this Super Saturday. All right, guys. Oh, look at that. Home Essentials and Lifestyle Broker. There you go, Miss Carla. I think you got a winner. Bye, everyone. Have a great evening and see you guys on the Millionaire Mentorship call tonight.
Thank you, Angel.
Angel.
You. Bye.